Here is the review of the Mastermind Creations Mentis, which is their take on an IDW Rung. And a quick little backstory of who Rung is. He is basically a psychiatrist of the Lost Light crew. So basically, Rung is a doctor, because doctors are, of course, the psychiatrists. After the Autobot and Decepticon war has ended, and Rung here basically helps other robots, like other bots, get through their PTSD of what's going on with them, so that way he could try to help them. So he is basically a doctor, which is a reference to a psychiatrist. And it is a really cool story of how Rung helps other bots from the More Than Meets the Eye and Lost Light comics by IDW. And also really interesting. So, getting on to the figure here, as you can see, now, he does, of course, turn into this mode from the IDW comics, and it is accurate. But now, I did do a little bit of research of if this mode has a name, but from what I saw, it doesn't really have a name of it. Or it might have a name. I haven't gotten into phase 2 yet. I'm still in phase 1. So, I don't know if this has a name or if it doesn't. But if it does have a name, let me know in the comments section below. But the instructions does tell what the name of it is. So I'm going to go by the instructions here. And the instructions for this mode of what they're calling it is the artifact mode. So I'm going to go by that name. And it surely does look like a thing. And I know it is accurate to the comics, but I'm like kind of okay with it. Like, in other words, to me, this mode is kind of meh to me. But it does have some nice painted in details. Like it does have some green paint here. And it does have some yellow paint there. And it does have these, what looks like handles, or something else. I think these are supposed to be handles, so you can have him be held by someone. And he does have a lot of orange and white on him, with a little bit of darker gray on him. And going down, he does have some more of that. Well, he does have some gold paint on these things here. And he does have these things here on both sides. And going by the sides here. And the back. And one problem I have with him on the back, you could see these things here, which are going to be the robot mode arms. They could have like done something else with the back here. Because you could see his arms here are still visible. Like they didn't even try to hide the back of his arms. But here's the other side here. And there is a couple of options you have with this mode. And that is these things here that do stick out. You can, in fact, fold these up on the bottom and fold these up to kind of like give it a more cleaner look. I'm double checking to see if I'm correct. Yes. Yes. You can leave these folded out or leave them folded up. However you want to display it. And also, now, this is meant for robot mode, but you can do something with it when he's in his artifact mode here. And that is, he does come with this thing here, which is going to be called the like touch screen here. And you can see it does have some nice gray on it, like a lot of nice gray plastic to it, and with some nice molded detail on the back. And it does have some blue paint on these things here. And what you could do with this is, on this thing, when you flip it around, it does have this little hole here where I think that this peg goes into. And I have kind of, sort of, like, tried it out, but it was kind of a tighter fit in it. So I'm not really gonna tab it in, because I may scrape off some of this gray plastic here. But thankfully I did not. And while we're talking about this, oh, and to show you in the instructions here real quick, you could see here that little touch pad here, which is this thing here, does go on the back of this white thing here. And I don't know if it's this peg here that goes into that hole that I showed you, because this does come with this little armature piece that does have this ball joint here where this hole here attaches to. Now this is meant for robot mode, but I'll go ahead and show it to y'all for his artifact mode. Now on the back, I did saw this hole here where I think this peg goes into. And it does fit in really well. So I think you could, like, fold it up like that. So it kind of, sort of So it kind of sort of looks like that. But I don't think that that's gonna work. So I'm just gonna set this off to the side. And he does come with other accessories, but those are meant for his robot mode. And speaking of the robot mode, let's get into that. Just double checking real quick to see if I didn't forget anything. And it looks like I did not. Okay. So now time to transform him. So to transform him, first you want to come to the back here and take his arms here, and you do want to untap the bottom here and bring them up from this tab and these holes here. And you also want to untap them from here. And for the shoulders, you want to untap them from these pegs here and swing them out. And you too want to take these and bring these down, because you do want to untap them from these things here and bring them out. And on the bottom here, you just want to separate the bottom in half and bring them out. And you too want to untap these and bring these down, so that way you can take his knees here, untap them, and swing them all the way around so they look like this. Flip up his feet. Then take these, bring these all the way down, and you too want to close these back up, and they will tap into place. And then you do the same thing on the other side. And now I gotta readjust the camera up some. Now for this thing here, you wanna, well, you want to come to the back here, flip up this white part here, And then take this white thing and this is connected by this entire piece here, which is an armature part. So you just want to untap it and bring it all the way down. Well, you do need to make sure that these are out of the way first. And once this is folded down, you want to take what will become his torso and extend it up so that way you can take this armature part here and you too want to slide it forward so you can take this entire armature part and swing it all the way around so it looks like that. And then you just collapse, well, before you collapse it down, slide this back in and then collapse his torso down. Now for his chest here, which are these things here, you just want to take these and untap them. And you too want to make sure that these are out of the way. And then you want to slide them down, and if I can try and zoom in here, you can see here, inside of these things, he does have two holes here, where that white tab there goes into. So this hole here, where I untapped it from, is from his, I almost forgot the name, artifact mode. So this hole here is where that tab goes into when he's in his artifact mode. So now this hole on the top is now going to go into that same white tab for his robot mode. So you just want to shift it all the way down and tab it in so it looks like that. And then you do the same thing on the other side. And now, for this entire back section here, we just want to bring it all the way up and tap these back in. And now for this thing, we're just going to bring this all the way down. Well, we just want to bring it down on this joint here, because as you can see, this hole is where that white tab goes into. And then you just fold this white part up, bring these back up, straighten down his arms, and rotate his biceps around and rotate his hands. And you are done. So there you have Rung in his robot mode. Just had to double check real quick. And he looks great. He looks exactly like what he does in the comics. And I really do like how he looks in toy form here. 'Cause he looks like Rung from the IDW comics. So let's get a closer look at him. You can see he does have a bit spots of red on him, which is on his head here, which are these two, and on his shoulders here. And he does have that same green circle paint like he had in his artifact mode. And he does have like I think this is like a brownish color on both of his shoulders here, because he does also have some like brownish plastic on his forearms here. So I think it's more of a brownish plastic on his forearms and even his shoulders here. And he does have some more of that brownish paint on his head here. And as you can see, he is wearing what is called his glasses. And he does come with a number of optional heads. So this is just one of his heads. But getting a closer look here, you do have some nice green paint on the lenses of his glasses, as well as some more green paint on his forehead. And on the side, you do have some red paint on the sides of his head. And you do have an antenna here, which is made out of a soft rubbery material. So that way you don't have to like worry about this snapping off. Oh, and even this part here is also made out of a soft rubbery material. And on the back of his head here, and on the top, he does have that same brownish paint on his head here. And he is a really like slim and skinny robot here. I gotta say. And he does have what? Oh, well, I was about to say, like, he does have some black lining on his thighs here, but no, they're not black lining. They're just like cut out and just molded on his thighs here. And he does have a lot of the same orange and white on him. And he does have a bit of a backpack to him, but it's not top heavy. Although, one problem I have with it is he does not have any heel spurs on the back to keep him balanced. So, if you're trying to get this guy standing up situated, you will have to kind of like fiddle with his feet a little bit, because he doesn't have any heel support on the back of his feet. That's really the only problem I have with him in his robot mode. But there is another problem I have with it, but we'll get to that when we get to the accessories. But before we get into the accessories, let's check out how his articulation goes. So for his articulation, head is on a ball joint. And it is really snug on mine. And the base of the neck is on a hinge joint up and down. And he can hook up really good and can look down really good. Well, he can only look down about that far. But his arms can rotate all the way around. They can move in and out. Biceps swivel. Double jointed elbows. Ball joint at the hands, which are really snug on mine. And that is the issue that I will mention when we get to the accessories. And his torso is on a ball joint, and he does have a bit of an ab crunch, and this backpack part does kind of hinder it. But he does have a full waist articulation. Legs can forward, back, in and out. Thigh swivel. A double jointed knee, I think. Okay, he does have a full range of a knee joint, but it's only at the at this top joint here, because the bottom joint here, you're only going to get that much bend to it. But the top joint of the knee, you can get a lot more bend. And his feet does have a good amount of ankle pivot, and his toes do have a hinge joint here, and it does have a ball joint here. So you can get this guy in a lot of articulation. And now for his accessories. For the little touch screen here that I showed you before in his artifact mode, you can do something with this while he's in his robot mode. But before I show you that, the armature here does have some articulation, and that is this part here where the ball joint is connected to can swivel all the way around, yes. And it of course does have the ball joint here and a hinge joint here and a hinge joint here. And what you can do with this is this tab is going to go into either one of these holes here on both sides. And you just adjust it however you want, so you can have him like he's typing on some things on his little touch screen here. Or the instructions do call it like a little tablet thing. I don't think this is a tablet. I just think it looks like some kind of touch screen here. And you just adjust his arms like he's working on something from this thing here. And he also does come with this thing here. And what you can do with this is, on the back, he does have these two holes on the bottom that will go into these two white pegs here. So you can have it on his back here. But there is other ways that this can do. First, I will have to get Rung out of the way. So what you would do with this is, first you will have to take this red thing here and detach it from these two holes and these two red tabs here. Then you want to take this, untap it, and flip it all the way around so it looks like that. And for this thing, you would take the front wheel and rotate it all the way around. And you too want to remove this front part here. Like this. And you do want to flip it around so it looks like this and reattach it back on. Just trying to make sure that that it's tapped in all the way. Oh, there we go. There we go. So once that's tapped in, we now want to take this thing here, and this is going to attach to these little grooves here on this front wheel into these clips here. And you have a little scooter here. So you can have Rung. Well, you would have to position Rung like he's riding on his little scooter here. So that is really cool looking. And the last accessories that he comes with is, well, we're not at the last accessories yet. We only have one more accessory that he does come with before we get to the last many accessories that he comes with. But the last accessory that he comes with is this little like model or replica of what looks like the ark here. Oh. And it looks really nice. And you can have him hold it in his hand. And the last and final accessories that you get for this figure is you have a number of optional hands and optional heads. And they too come in this little baggie here. And I'm going to try and dump them all out so I can try and show it to y'all real quick. So we'll first start off with the hands here. So the ones that he comes with are the 2 closed fists. But he also does come with some open hands with his palms facing up. Like they're basically in this pose here. Because you can see the ball joint is facing up instead of facing straight. So you get 2 of these. And you also get two relaxed, well, yes, 2 relaxed hands here. And you also get two trigger finger hands, but he doesn't come with a gun. And a hand where it looks like he's typing in something. I think this is meant for his little touch screen here. Like he's tapping on some buttons here on his little touch screen. And you also get 2 more relaxed hands, but you only get 2 like right relaxed hands for his right hand here, because you can see both of these are meant for his right arm here. And you also get 1 like saluting hand, which is what I like to call it. And you, for the last hand that you get, his, I think this is meant for him to hold the little replica of the Ark here. So I think this is what this hand is for. So you do get a total of you do get a total of 13 hands. And swapping the hands is really easy. All you do is just pop off the hands on the ball joint and replace the new ones. But you will have to be very careful with it, because popping off the hands and swapping them out for the new ones is kind of stiff to do, because you do want to be very careful of how you're swapping out the hands, because you may end up stressing the ball joint or stressing the ball socket where the hands pop onto. And you also do get some optional heads. So you do get the head, which is just the serious face with his glasses on. And he does come with about three optional heads with his glasses on, and 4 optional heads with his glasses off. So for the ones with the glasses on, you get the worried Rung head here, and you also get a Rung head where he's like whistling, because you can see how his mouth is shaped, because this is his whistling head. And you also get an angry Rung head. And for the heads with his glasses off, you get the angry Rung head, and with his glasses off, you can see his eyes are painted in the same blue paint here. And you also get the same whistling head and another worried Rung head, and you also get a serious Rung head without his glasses. So in total, that's a total of 8 optional heads that you get for this guy. And also, you do get this tiny little pair of glasses on this guy. And I just dropped it somewhere. Oh, I found it. I found it. It is really tiny. So I'm just going to go ahead and adjust the camera down. And there it goes. Yeah, this is really small. So you do get a tiny little pair of his glasses here, because in the comics he did remove his glasses off. So I think this is so that you can display him like he's holding his glasses in his hands. And it does have the same blue paint and gold paint around it. And that is all the accessories that you get for this guy. And of course, like with all the other Mastermind creations, get the collector's card with the stats on the back. And you do get the instructions, but with this one, there's no comic book. Although you do get a little picture here of their next component of their Mastermind Creations Protect-A-Bots here, which is Streetwise here. So I don't think they're going to do the comic books anymore. But that is it for Rung, or Mentis. So, final thoughts. His artifact mode does look really cool, and it's accurate to what it looks like in the comics. But I'm still like a little okay about it. It's not really my thing, but it is accurate, but it's still not my thing. And the robot mode looks really cool, and again, accurate to how he looks in the comics. Although, an issue I have with it is you do need to be very careful of how you're swapping out the hands, because you may end up creating some stress marks on the ball joints and the ball socket where the ball joints pop on to. And I'm trying to remember what other issues I have with it. No, I don't think I have any issues with it. Just a couple of issues. But everything else looks really great. If I missed out on any other issues I have with it, let me know in the comments section below. But I think I got everything. So I think that's about it. So there you have it. Mastermind Creations Mentis. Their take on an IDW Rung. And if you like this video, give me a like, comment, and subscribe for more. And if you want to check out some other videos you may have missed, there's a playlist set up on my YouTube channel. So I think that's about it. So thanks for watching.